So welcome back, and in this video of application process 2, I would take you towards the application form once you create the account, and what are the next steps and how to fill out the application form. So I will go through each step. So there are basically several steps, and how you fill out and what things are needed. For example, where to write the abstract and where to write all the key information and where to upload all the documents. So I will take you through all the process in detail, and so let's start. All right, so we start from where we left. So here is for the person who is using it for the first time. So it says register now and apply online. Continue processing your application. You already have account and you started, you go here, continue application. But if you're starting from the beginning, then you go here like apply online. So when you press this one, all right, so this form will appear. So create your own application form, and this tells your name, email address. So already these are feeded in my case. So you press like any one of these, like for example Google, so this will turn green. You press create form. So then this is online application form for an Alexander von Humboldt Foundation Fellowship. So you have successfully created the form. Please click on the link below to access the form. You can interrupt the procedure and save your data anytime. So this is a good thing about it. So you first create the application, then you continue working on it, just keep saving it, and then you can always come back and continue from there. So proceed to the form. So when you go proceed to the form, so this new window will appear. All right, so this new window appears. So this has from 1 to 11 steps, and then the application document. So I will walk you through each step, step by step. So the first thing is here is you enter the name, family name, and your first name, for example, for me in this case, and then you select which fellowship you are applying for. So there are two options only: Humboldt Research Fellowship for postdocs and for experienced researchers. So it depends on you. If you're applying for postdoc, and then you press here, and then you can go to the next one. Or here are the options: you can save, print, submit, log out. So you can press save, so this information is saved. So, but it says thank you for saving your entries. You can continue completing the form at any time. There are 76 errors, omissions have been found. Don't worry about this one. This one is about the next pages because we have not completed them yet. But you can always go back to the form and this will come up here. So first thing you completed already, it's selected, saved. So you go to the second one. So on this, the first page, there was like, for the time being, researchers from Brazil can only apply for CAPES Humboldt Research Fellowship. So as I told in previous video, there is a special fellowship for people from Brazil, so they cannot apply to this fellowship, but they can apply to those fellowship. And we recommend researchers from developing and emerging countries who have the research contribution to their country's sustainable development. They should apply to George Foster Fellowship. So again, I will make separate video on George Foster Research Fellowship. This is very important for people from developing countries, especially for smaller countries in Asia and Africa, that they can apply through these fellowships. It has exactly the same benefits, same criteria as Alexander von Humboldt Fellowship, but it's slightly easier. I would say the success rate is slightly higher than 30% in this case. I think my information is like that, more than 30% chances here. But if you apply for Humboldt Fellowship, you have to compete people coming from advanced countries like US and other countries. So the success rate is higher than 20%, between 20 to 25%. So this is very important for developing countries. I want to clarify here, but I will make a separate video on this George Foster Research Fellowship. So you go to second. Here you can mention the title. So different titles are like if you have PhD, you can press doctor. Otherwise, you can just if you have master degree, master, or even you can leave without title. That is okay. And then this name is already added. You can add your date of birth, your gender, and nationality, country of your nationality. So again, if your research contributes to the sustainable development of your country, we recommend you apply for George Foster Fellowship, which is equivalent to Humboldt Research Fellowship. Any additional nationality, present professional position, if you have like a PhD position or something. So for me here, it's written postdoc, but you can write PhD student or something like that. So highest academic degree, if you have PhD, you will write here PhD, but if you have not, then maybe master or undergrad, whichever you have, and then your email address. So then comes institution at which you are currently working at. So for example, I was working at the time when applying, I think the current institution here is already submitted for me because it's taking from my email address, already written things. But I remember on my application I wrote like I was in US and the city and then the university I wrote where I'm doing PhD and its postal code. And then I wrote the private address there belonging to US. Here it's written about Germany, so it's taking my current address. And then the last institution outside Germany, you can write here if it's different from the above one. Then again, the same thing you can save if you want to start it next time, but you can also go to the number 3rd. Here it's about host, institute, and about your host. So the title of the host, again, professor, doctor, you can write here. And you can also write the name, family name, the first name, the country, it should be Germany, and the city, town, university. You give the official address of your host professor, and the official phone number, official email address. And here is ask your host to upload their review and confirmation of research facilities. So he will upload a PDF file here. So you press here request documents. So when you say request documents, so it will create a link. So this link is created. So you detail on this file, upload selection. Please send the following link to your host and ask him or her to upload a confidential statement as well as confirmation of research facilities and support to your application. So you can copy this text and email him this link, and they can open this link and they can directly submit, right? So I hope this is clear now. And then host statement, no file has been uploaded yet. Host confirmation of research facilities, no file uploaded. So here are two separate files now, the confirmation of facilities and host statement. So I think in my case there was just one file and it has the both thing, but now they can split it. Okay, so once they upload, you will see the date they uploaded, and that will show up here. So second host and host institute, if you entered to conduct research with 2 hosts, it's also possible, and then you have to enter the information here, and then they will upload the documents. All right, so then we go to number 4, and here it's academic and professional record in reverse chronological order, starting with your current position and going back. So the current position first, you can add a new line here if you want to add more, but you have to mention the exact date and then from today, and then position, held, institution, country, what degree or what was the experience. And for experienced researchers, the number of doctoral candidates already supervised, like something like that. It's slightly different than this one. They have to add here. Okay, so then is number 5, additional information on your CV. So you can add here, voluntarily disclosing personal circumstances may help to enhance equal opportunities in selection process. If your career path has been negatively influenced by personal or structural constraints such as difficult research condition, gender specific disadvantage, culture related obstacle to mobility that have been mentioned elsewhere, that have not been mentioned elsewhere, please state them here so that such conditions can be taken into account to your benefit. To protect your privacy, information in this field will only be forwarded to responsible selection committee and head office and will therefore not be sent to host or external reviews. So this is important for you. This information is in addition to your CV, the things that you have not described in your CV, and these will only be shared with committee, not external reviewers, and then this can give you some advantage. For example, there are personal circumstances. If you have hardships or you had some kind of disadvantage, for example, you were taking care of family and you had children and you cannot spend enough time on your research and you have other duties, you can mention them here, and I think these will be considered. They can give you a lot of advantage in your application. So I would highly recommend to mention something here, especially people coming from disadvantageous areas. So you can mention those kind of hardship that you had to face during your career. So that will also help you. All right, so we go to the next is a field of research. So here is a research area and then code of research area. So how do you know it? You can mention here, like for example, I wrote organic chemistry at that time when I submitted, but I'm not sure if it is still there. Yeah, so these are the like different field: theoretical organic chemistry, inorganic chemistry. So you can select one and the code will appear here. Second research area if applicable. I think this is mostly for statistical purposes or something like that. Maybe helpful finding the reviewers, I'm not sure, but this is how you can find your area of research. So then details of doctoral thesis and doctor degree. So title of thesis, you can write here, date of doctoral degree if you have completed. So if there is any grade mentioned, you can also write here. So are you currently preparing for an academic examination or degree, for example, PhD? So if you press yes here, you can write things here. If you have not completed your PhD, you can press yes. And the country, town, name, institution, expected date here, and the degree. And then a proposed fellowship period at the host institute, you can mention here like from 6 to 24 months, and for experienced researchers 6 to 18 months, starting date, number of months. And you can, this is the advantage of Humboldt fellowship, you can split it into several phases. For example, here it's mentioned like 3 phases, so total number of months will be calculated here. And then is number 7, short abstract of your research proposal. So title of your research proposal is like 200 maximum characters. So this is the exact title that you mention on your research proposal. So this is not the abstract, this is the title. Then the keywords. So keywords can help to find the independent reviewers on your proposal or application. So it's important you mention the keywords here. I think there is a place for 4 or 5 keywords, and then brief summary. So 2000 character maximum of research proposal. So this is more like the abstract of your proposal. So you write here the abstract from your proposal. And then 14A is brief, convincing presentation of your innovative research idea. What is new about your hypothesis, approach, method, theory? So this is again 500 characters. So very shortly, you mention novelty of innovativeness of your research idea. So this mostly, I think, will be read by the committee. So make sure you write it in a way like how to sell your idea here in a bigger picture. What do you think will be the impact of your research on the further development of your academic profile? So this is also very important. Humboldt want to see the potential of this research, and especially how it will develop you into an independent researcher. So you can also nicely write here like where it will bring you to the next level in this field. All right, so then number 8. Number 8 is about knowledge of languages. So it's A1 is for beginner, A2 for elementary, and C2 is the highest proficiency in that language. So for English, for example, you can select whatever level you are: writing, listening, speaking. Similarly for German, A1 or none, you can select. For example, when I submitted, I wrote none. I did not know anything about German. And other languages, for example, for me, it was my mother tongue, and also another language that I knew, so I mentioned them here. Then German language courses attended. If you previously have attended, you can mention here, but if not, then you can just keep it blank. Have you taken German language examination? So yes or no, depends on you. But it will not affect your application. Grant for an intensive German language course. This is very important. So I would highly recommend this, that you should mention yes here and take maximum months. So I took 2 months, but I never had a chance to attend. But I would highly recommend, if you want to stay here for 2 years or even longer, you don't know, but then I would highly recommend you check 4 months, and you and your partner, like your spouse, should also. All right, so then is number 9. Have you previously applied to Alexander von Humboldt Foundation sponsorship? So if you have not applied, just press no. In my case, it was no here. And are you applying to any other institution for fellowship? I pressed no, because this was only one institution I was applying. So is your partner applying simultaneously? I press no here, but if your partner, like your spouse, is also applying for Alexander von Humboldt Foundation for any scholarship, you can press here. Yes. How did you find out about Alexander von Humboldt Foundation Fellowship Program? Multiple answers are possible. For example, I wrote proposed host here and a friend, something like that, but you can select, but I don't think this affects too much to your application. Then is the number 10, name and addresses of expert reviewers. So this is important. Again, as I said previously, expert reviewers here are your recommendation. Expert reviewers are here your referees who will provide you recommendation letters, and you can write them again, the title, their family name, same thing, email address. So again, you will request them the reference letter here. So when you press request review, a new window will pop up, and then you can copy this information or this link, and you can directly send them through email. And then when they open this in their browser, they will find a way to upload, but they can only upload from their official email, but not any other email. So this is important that you do this way, so then no problem will come. And then your expert reviewer second. So there is option for only 2 expert reviewers and not 3. So which is nice. So one could be from your PhD advisor, and the other could be any other one from your department. For example, for me, one was from my PhD advisor. The second one was from my department, a person who was on my PhD committee. So I also heard from people, like they sometimes have concerns at the end of their PhD. They're not sure whether their PhD advisor will provide them very good letter for some reason. So then they are not sure whether they should request him or any other person. So for example, in my experience, a friend of mine like wrote to Alexander von Humboldt Foundation about this issue, like maybe his PhD advisor will not provide him the best letter. So they, if it's okay that he asks someone else from the department to provide the letter, and they said it should be fine, and you have to provide maybe a slight reason in the email, and then you don't need to provide anything here, and then just give the names. But that will be totally fine if it will not badly affect your application. It's best to have PhD advisor, but if it's not possible, then I think it's still fine. All right, so next is number 11. Here are mostly like declaration and commitments. So you press yes, you give your consent for different things like data sharing and other things, privacy statement. So you just click yes here and then go to next one. So this one is the last one where you actually upload different documents, as I mentioned previously, the things that you need to upload. So they should be one thing important, they should be either in German or in English. So mostly cases people coming from outside, they have in English. If it's not in English, then you need a translation in at least in English. And this should be in PDF file, not more than 10 megabytes. So first thing is CV, 2 pages maximum in PDF file, so you upload here. Then next thing is research outline. So research outline is again is the research proposal, and maximum 5 pages. So I will make separate video on how to write strong research proposal for Humboldt Fellowship. All right, so then there's a list of complete list of publications. So a complete list of publication is when you're not sure, you can just press hints, and it is about all the list of publications. So they also have kind of format how you should do that. And then list of selected key publications. So here you can also upload the attachment. So here you can see the model that they use, like that's also possible. To find like how to add these publications. So this is the different than complete list of publication, like this publication that you want the reviewers of the committee to look at, that the publication you have contributed significantly as a first author, or the publication which have significant results. So those publications you select here. And then there is a publisher letters of acceptance. If your publication is submitted and is accepted but not published yet, so you can upload that acceptance letter here. Also for the publication that have been submitted, so receipt of submission can also be uploaded. And then key publication is here. The key publications are from this list of selected key publication. The publications what you want to show them. So this is again has an example, like where you can show like what kind of material you should do there. Please only upload publication that are cited on your list of key publication. Postdoctoral researcher 1 to 3 and experienced researchers 3 to 5 only. And if one of your key publication is your unpublished dissertation or bulletin, please upload the original. And please name your key publication as they appear here. If your key publication are not in German or English, then you have to translate them, things like that. And then if some reason translation so does not this is not applicable, then doctoral certificate. So again, if you have not completed yet, so upload letter of confirmation from your supervisor or your university stating in the scheduled completion date. For example, I provided a letter from my college that my expected date of completion is this one, because I was in the candidacy state of my my PhD. So this thing is clear. Then German language certificate, if you have, you can upload. So once all these things are uploaded and the reviewers have also uploaded, then you can press submit. You cannot press submit without that, but you can always save it, and then always log out, and then you can log in always. So hope this clarifies you, but I will go through at least the research proposal in detail. And if something is not clear, write down, and I will be happy to answer.